A man pled guilty today for a deadly crash that killed a boy he considered a younger brother.
Devin Harris pled guilty for the death of 13-year-old Caleb Smith after he crashed a car in Charlotte last year, sending it into a pond. WWY's Hannah Patrick shows us how Caleb's family confronted Harris today in a very emotional plea hearing. It's a big story at 6.
As a parent, it is your worst nightmare.
Last February, Scott and Lisa Smith woke up one morning to find out their 13-year-old son, Caleb, had been killed in a car accident in Charlotte.
There's no sentence that will bring our son's life back to us.
The driver was 18-year-old Devin Harris, a boy who grew up with Caleb, whom Scott and Lisa brought into their home when he had nowhere to go.
We hope that this situation in his life ends up being something that will be a turning point for him.
Scott says Harris was living with their family for years until he began breaking the rules and sneaking out. That's when Scott says they had to kick him out. Just 1 month later, Scott says Harris stole the key to his car and convinced Caleb to come out for a late-night joyride.
A child that thought more of others than he did himself. That's exactly what put him in the situation that night.
That night, prosecutors say Harris drove 71 miles an hour down a 35-mile-an-hour road, lost control, and sent Scott's car into this pond, where Caleb was later pronounced dead. As Harris pleaded guilty to all of his charges, dozens of Caleb's family members waited to face him.
Just as Caleb would have wanted, we have forgiven the defendant, Mr. Harris.
But Scott says they hope Harris finds a way to turn this around.
And that his life will become something that will in turn honor our son's life.
And while nothing will ever bring Caleb's life back, his mom, dad, and little sister will spend the rest of their lives sharing his legacy.
He always was a high-flying, free spirit, so we figured the balloons would fall right in line, and you can't shoot off fireworks in front of the courthouse.
In Brunswick County, Hannah Patrick, WWAY News.
Harris was sentenced to 8 months in prison, which he has already served. He's also sentenced to 5 years supervised probation, along with several other conditions, including writing apologies to Caleb's parents, his sister, and grandparents. The district attorney says Harris will likely walk out today.